the phone, we have the pleasure to have Ambassador Hussein Hareedy, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Ambassador.
Good morning, madam.
So first of all, can you shed the light on the significance of this visit, especially that it came after quite some time, actually?
Well, I guess that the German president wanted to listen to the Egyptian point of view on what's going on in the Middle East right now, particularly the situation in Palestine, in the Gaza and the West Bank, in light of the continuing Israeli aggression against the Palestinian people. And of course, during the last few years, Egyptian-German relations have seen strides, very important strides, and the bilateral relationship between the two countries are very good. And in this context, the talks that were held yesterday between the Egyptian president and the German president were important in shedding light for the German party on the Egyptian point of view of how to deal with the tension and insecurity and instability right now in the Middle East.
Right. So when we talk about the mutual cooperation and relations between Germany and Egypt, especially that we have many means of cooperation in different fields. So if we talk about this visit in particular, what kind of message will it send to the whole world?
Well, the message is that Germany is looking forward to strengthening its relationship with Egypt. And as you mentioned, Madam, rightly so, bilateral relations between the two countries do cover many fields, from cooperation in the military, economic cooperation, financial grants from Germany, to Egyptian development programs. So the bilateral relationship between the two countries are, I would say, in a very good shape, and the visit by the German president testifies to that.
Well, actually, talking about the timing of the visit as well, how far can we say that it might reflect a change in the German stance towards the war in Gaza?
Well, I guess the German position towards the Israeli aggression in Gaza is well known, and you may recall the speech delivered by the German Foreign Minister last October, to be more precise, on October 18th, when we hosted the first international peace conference on the situation in Gaza. We all remember her speech. Luckily, the German position has seen a refinement on this speech, but I believe that the purpose of the visit of the German president was to get the feel of Egypt on how to deal with the current situation and the aftermath. Because, of course, someday this Israeli war against Gaza and against the Palestinians would come to an end. So the Germans were eager to listen to the Egyptian point of view.
What about the cooperation when it comes to dealing with the refugee problems in the region in general?
Well, of course, illegal immigration is one of the topics that have a priority in German politics. And lately, a far-right German political party gained elections in one of the German states, particularly in what was known previously as East Germany. And the good score that this party achieved is attributed to the question of illegal immigration in Germany, not only in Germany but in Europe at large. So of course back in 2016 we reached an agreement with the European Union that we would deal we do all our best to stop illegal immigration, But of course, this is a very sensitive topic, and I guess this is one of the questions that were raised yesterday.
Well, of course, many other important files were opened or discussed between both presidents. So could you tell us more about the most important points?
Well, first of all, let me say that, of course, the German president is not the head of the executive branch of government in Germany. So I believe that the talks were general, and the talks that the German president held yesterday with the Egyptian president were general in just when it comes to bilateral relations. But the main focus was on the situation in the Middle East, in the Mediterranean, in Sudan, in Libya. Generally speaking, the German president, this is an honorary post according to the German constitution, ma'am.
Well, talking about different means of cooperation, let me ask about the German companies when it comes to transferring technology and building capacities in the Egyptian human resources.
Well, I guess this is one of the topics that we should stress in our relations with Germany. And I recall that back in the 50s, in the mid-50s, mid-50s last century, that was the question number one on the Egyptian agenda in dealing with what was known at the time West Germany. And I guess we stand to benefit a lot from cooperating with Germany in technology, in innovation. So I hope that in the days to come, that would be one of the fields where Egypt would really benefit from cooperating with Germany.
Well, when we talk about a visit or meeting of any top diplomats in general, we always say that there must be repercussions, and it paves the way for many other things to come. So when we talk about this important visit and what it will tell us about the future, of course we have already mutual cooperation between Germany and Egypt, but how do you see the future in different fields actually, especially that we have in technology, we have in climate change, we have many actually means of cooperation between both countries?
I guess, as I said earlier, madam, this visit comes in the context of the good bilateral relations existing between Egypt and Germany, and I guess the visit would really contribute to strengthening these relations in various fields.
If you moved on to Gaza and all what is going on over there, and of course many talks taking place related to an immediate ceasefire and allowing more humanitarian aid, especially that at least recently you have got this bombing of the school again, which was used as a place for people, for the Palestinians over there. So how far can this visit or these talks help in this respect as well? We are trying as much as we can to gain more, let's say, different countries talking in this respect to put more pressure on Israel for an immediate ceasefire.
Well, there is no indication, madam, that there will be a ceasefire anytime soon. This is the first point that I would like to stress. The second thing that, of course, the Europeans know fully well that a ceasefire in Gaza depends to a certain extent on the willingness of the United States to exert pressure on Israel. And I don't think that we can say at this present stage that the United States is in a position to exert pressure on Israel to accept a ceasefire deal. But of course, according to press reports, the American administration is pushing for a ceasefire deal, and according to the director of the CIA last week in a conference with the Financial Times in London, he said that we are working on the 10% remaining this deal. So let's hope that that's what would happen in the very near future. But personally speaking, I doubt very much if we will see a ceasefire agreement, and we will see a ceasefire that would really bring to an end this aggression against the Palestinians.
Right, Ambassador Hussein Hareedy, former Assistant Foreign Minister, thank you very much for joining us. Moving on to a quick break, then we'll be back with more on The Breakfast Show.